And we are back. Hope you enjoyed those clips. Those are some of the very classic Ducklings coming out here. We did manage. I forgot to mute stream.
Nice.
Yep, we got to see some Claire's dancing and whatnot. But now, here we are. And quick question before we continue, Light. Did I look at this? Did I put the teams in wrong, or is Jon Snow in tier 3 goats?
I'm gonna double check that. Hold on. Yeah, he is.
All right then. Well, here I'm asking because I kind of forgot what the teams are, and we are looking at tier 3 goats. That's Jon Snow's team, otherwise known as Jarod, who is facing off team better than Jarod. So here, some serious shade being thrown here in the Spicy Meme League season something or another, week number 2.
Yeah. The memes are here. Oh my god. Tier 3 goats. I remember as they were deciding on the name of their team, they're like, well, we're not tier 1. So they ended up settling for tier 3. Meanwhile, the other players, the other team are kind of fronting on Jon Snow with their team name. So we'll see.
I believe. Christ, I don't remember who the team captain was, but I think, wasn't the story behind it that the team captain wanted Jon Snow on his team, but then got denied by the tier 3 goats, so he just decided, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need him. We don't need him.
Exactly. You know what? You can have him, all right? Because you know what? We're better than him.
You know what? Like Jon Snow says, I don't want it.
Exactly. And yeah, we're finally back with a full series. We did have 2 with walkovers, unfortunately, but now we started with one, we're ending with one. We're kind of sandwiching in those walkover series with full ones.
And buckle up, because I've heard those couple of tidings that a couple of these games are definitely going to be something to behold.
I'm just happy we're seeing Acolyte, and I'm happy that we have Chappie.
I was gonna say, I'm just happy for Chappie, man.
Yeah.
Chappie and Juan.
Yeah, we do.
Jarod and Kawaiian.
A couple of favorites here. Chappie, of course, we've casted him quite a bit on this channel, as he is a regular in ANZ related tournaments, special as well as he has played in a couple of ESL Open Cups, ESL Open Korea Cups, I should say. So it's definitely cool to see Special interact with the rest of the NA scene, as we don't really see that too often.
Tis. Funnily enough, he is full on Korean now. He's gonna marry Why get the citizenship or something. I don't know.
Exactly, it's gonna make it happen. But if you have been tuning into Special streams over the past couple of weeks, he has been streaming quite a bit. Actually in Discord calls with some of these players. So
indeed.
It is cool that they are still, like, I guess on friendly terms or even friends, besides the fact that they don't really play often with each other.
They also, I'll get into that later when we get to that player. But if we're talking about playing together. But here we have it here, spawning over in Abyssal Reef. LE. LE, of course, stands for... Lingering Eel. I feel like I say things like long and whatnot too much, but Lingering Eel. That's in the ocean. We are in fact under the sea, which is why the eels, they linger around here. In fact, actually, they're not really lingering; they're just living their lives. It's us that's really lingering around. But before we get too much Belarus, I should get the show on the road. In the top left-hand corner of the map, swatting in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is going to be our Red Zerg over here playing for Team Better Than Jarod, while so representing Root. It is Mac Attack.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Abyssal Reef LE, we have the Blue Terran representing I don't know
Suppy,
what.
apparently.
Suppy, apparently. I was trying to figure out what YMTT stands for. But also representing tier 3 goats in the Spicy League, it is, as Warren does leave the game, he's not an official observer, it is Jefe.
Yeah, not quite El Jefe.
Not quite.
Jefe. Yo, why is that Suppy? It looks like Suppy.
I don't think it's Suppy. I don't think that's Suppy. Suppy
Okay.
is.
Suppy has like a sharper chin.
He does have a sharper chin. He has like a thinner face.
Accurate.
I don't know who that is. I don't understand. But anyway, we're on Abyssal Reef. We haven't had a lot of these.
Yeah,
We've had a lot of walkovers on this map.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame because as much as you hate this map, I do love it. It was. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it my favorite map, but it's definitely up there. I get a lot of nostalgia following, some great series.
Yeah. This was one of the maps that was actually in the map pool for a long time. I think it actually survived 3 map pools, if I recall
People were
correctly.
saying that it was going to be the new Overgrowth.
Yeah.
And Blizzard decided, nope, we can't have that.
A lot of people by the end of it were kind of sick of it. It stuck around for a long time. But what I do like about it, and what I wish we had more of, was kind of the aesthetic, like a lot was put into making it actually legitimately feel like it was underwater. Like not just the look of the map, but the physics as well on the units when they die.
Absolutely. The physics on the units as they float upwards, you can see a couple of, I'm not sure what you call it, but like particle effects over in the corners of the map where you see bubbles going up. Yeah. And every now and then you'll see a whale or something just float on by. Yeah,
or like sharks as well. Like there've been popular clips where like we've seen big engagements and like marines just fly up into the camera. It's really cool.
That's probably why they got rid of it.
Well, I mean, it's just unique, and something that they never really used afterwards.
Yeah, it really is.
So, map makers, character, get on it. Underwater
Get
map.
on it, character. And -0 and character. I feel like I don't want to ask Miraz because we already asked her for the Christmas map, so we gotta spread these out.
we didn't ask her to make it. She just made it. Well, like, yo, we can use this.
Well, I mean, we asked if we could use it.
Yeah. Shout out to Maras, by the way, map maker extraordinaire. -0 as well. He made the 69 map, which we played, if you recall.
We did.
Yeah.
But as we start going on this game, Jefe, he is going forward at 2-on-1, which again, something that's very, very 2017. I suppose it's more 2018, but it was something that was played around quite a bit with in 2016 and 17.
Yeah, it was definitely more common back then. It is still used nowadays, but 1-1-1 is a lot more flexible. There's a lot more you can do with it and a lot more commonly seen as a result. But, Jefe going more for this 2-on-1 style. A lot can be done with it, but you have to be careful not to lose your Marines.
Absolutely. That's, I think, one of the reasons why it kind of fell out of favor, was because controlling our Marines were just so attention. It really took a lot of attention to make sure you didn't, just run your Marines somewhere, look away, and then, oh, my Marines are gone.
Yeah, definitely. It is a little bit more micro-intensive, and you are kind of forced to deal more damage with it. There is a lot of potential, but again, you need the micro, the ability to do that.
Absolutely. It's so much more important when you're going for a 2-on-1 to keep every single Marine alive rather than getting damage done. And if that actually ends up being the case, the worst case scenario, then you've just had an opening that did no damage, which is it's still possible to get away with, but generally as a Terran player, you do want to be a bit more aggressive in the early game.
Yeah, and here we have these two medevacs picking up and trying to angle their way into the main base. Macintac does have vision of it, and there are plenty of links to deal with this, but they don't trade too efficiently, especially when backed up into a corner like that.
No, they're not. And Abyssal Reef, it's not quite Acolyte. It's not as easy to just move your units from your opponent's natural into the main. But yeah, that is what Hefe has been going for.
Yeah, and he's, at least he's kept the majority of these Marines alive. He's keeping McIntyre busy as he does, work on his upgrades. 1-1 is just about to finish in a couple of seconds. He is working on his infrastructure as well. So, yeah,
should
we'll
be seeing
see.
a move out fairly shortly from our blue Terran player. And we'll see another drop into the third base, and this is actually kind of brilliant. There is nothing here. Yeah. And 8 drones have already gone down. Meanwhile, these Lings are starting to get shaped up. Fantastic target firing on top of the Banelings, and that's an entire mineral line being wiped the F out.
16 workers. These Queens are trying to deal with it, but at the same time, in the natural, there's another drop that's killing more workers.
Is Hefe gonna take this game without even moving out?
He could, like these
it's
two
actually
drops.
looking very lightly. I can't believe my first Overlord kept running in. GG, and that's I guess that is a point. McIntyre, he lost the Overlords and didn't really see that drop coming into that third base. That wowee.
Wow. Yeah, he just wasn't prepared for it. Like the double pronged harass really, the first drop was kind of keeping his attention busy. Meanwhile, that second drop did go into the third base, killed an entire mineral line. Lings were trying to deal with it, Banelings as well, but he was just kind of pulled apart because he was also dropped in his natural as well. And really nice positionings there with the Marines, able to trade as efficiently as possible. And in the end, that's all he needed.
Exactly. We were talking about all of the cons and all of the concerns about going for a 2-on-1 nowadays, but honestly, if you can pull off something like that, get that really good multi-prong going, that's what you want to happen for a 2-on-1.
Definitely. Yeah, this is definitely the ideal situation, and again, unfortunate for McIntyre. Like he knew what was coming. He was expecting it. He had so many, maybe too many Lings in preparation for it. His Baneling Nest was a little bit delayed. He had a massive amount of Queens instead. He was trying to defend with Queen Ling for the longest time, and in the end, it just didn't trade as efficiently. And yeah, really well played by Jehefe.
Absolutely. We are going to go into another TVZ coming out now, this time on Interloper. And I got to tell you, no spoilers, but I have a feeling that this is going to be quite a different experience coming in.
I would hope so, especially when it comes to the history behind this series. We have Jarod himself going up against team better than Jarod. Can he prove himself, or, is the team, does it hold weight?
We shall find out as we jump in to game number 2.
I'm glad that because we have a whole series, like we're gonna get into a 2v2 as well. We're gonna see Acolyte fanboying.
We are. But for the time being, we are gonna be on Interloper. LE. LE, of course, if you did not know, does in fact stand for Lemon's Essence. Lemon's Essence. Not just a single lemon, but multiple lemons. You gotta get the essence of that to do something or another. In the top left-hand corner of the map, starting in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is gonna be a Blues all the way in the north, also known as New York. Wait, is he from New York? I don't actually recall. Somewhere in America. It is gonna be playing the namesake of the Tier 3 GOATs. It is, everybody give a shout out, because it is Jon Snow.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Interloper LE, we have the American Terran player representing the University of Texas, as well as a team better than Jarod. Can he prove that that name holds weight as he goes up against him himself? It is the American Terran, Timorous.
So for the Longhorns.
So that Longhorn Gaming. All right. Yeah, sure.
Should be on team single-horned ponies.
If only, if only. But yeah, we're back on Interloper. One of these more, you know, one of these older maps that also you have the potential to kind of macro up and set yourself up pretty nicely defensively. So there is that possibility, or we could see kind of like a Pili Pili series once again where the third player tries to apply a pressure early on.
And then just runs into tanks.
Yeah, just runs into a rock wall and tanks.
If only. I will say I have a decent memory of this map, Light. It is, fun fact, actually the map that elevated me from silver to gold, except ladder was locked, so I didn't get my promotion.
Rip. As, yeah, oh, this Reaper in a little bit of a dangerous position. Oh, it gets taken out.
Does get taken out there without much of a scout, actually.
Yeah.
If we actually take a look, yeah, didn't actually see anything. I suppose it's not the worst case scenario in the TBZ, because what is the Zerg player really gonna get? And in this case, Jon Snow is just getting a pool and a gas, but you want that knowledge. You want that knowledge.
I mean, two-base roaches, it does pop out from time to time. You know, it is a possibility.
It does.
But obviously, of course, it isn't happening this game. Timorous isn't 100% sure of that, but
he at least scouts the third base, so he knows that it's not going to be a Ling Flood or anything anytime soon.
Yep,
pretty good kiting coming here in the main base, but those who see Marine. Hellions are going to be out, and we are shifting gears, or at least Timorous is, into stage number 2.
Yeah, going for this 1-1-1 style. No tech lab whatsoever, though. Instead, going for a Viking, which is interesting. Interesting to see. I do like it.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to go for that Viking first. It leads me to wonder, is Timorous going for something later on that he just does not want Jon Snow to know about?
I was about to say, typically you see this opening if you're trying to hide BCs, and we do see a fusion core on the way in the natural base of Timorous.
And here's that swap.
Yep, there we go. And it's gonna be so difficult. It is always annoying when the Viking does come out, because it does deny Overlord scouting. It's gonna be on Jon Snow to try and utilize his Lings as best he can, or even an Overseer to try and figure out what exactly is coming his way. He could be throwing down safety spores regardless, just because the Viking is out, but so far he's being kind of greedy.
He very much is. Here comes a couple of spores, but still being more on the conservative side of getting spores. He also doesn't have that many queens, which does in fact worry me.
Yeah, he does have 3 here for the defense, but they are kind of out of position. They are dealing with the Hellions right now, so Timorous, he could try and line it up where he pulls the queens away out of position as his BC goes into one of the bases.
Well, he is making Jon Snow think, this is where the front of the attack is going to really be at, over at the third base. Again, he might just be suspecting something to come out of that starport because of the Viking, but yeah, he is not really acting like it.
Yeah,
like
what's interesting,
particularly concerned.
What's interesting is that we do have an armory on the way for Timorous as well, so it looks like we will be seeing a Hellbat BC push. I imagine they're going to be pushing together. We've seen this a little bit. Then. I think Special whipped this out as well.
I think he did.
Yeah, so we'll see how Jon Snow deals with this.
There it is.
Yep, BC.
There, in fact, it is. Lance Viking as well here. And this is not looking too good for Jon Snow. He really does not have a lot of units in terms of... Yeah, not a lot of defenses, whether you talk about static D or units. Warren has left the game once again. And now this is not looking too good.
I mean, so far, not too much damage has been done. You know, he's been doing a good job kiting these Hellbats, but these Hellbats do finally make it into the mineral line of the natural base. They do get on top of one of the queens as well. Oh my god, 20 workers go down already, and they're on top of the queens, so they'll be able to deal some damage there as well.
Where the transfuse is, Jarod. Jarod is starting to transfuse like his life depends on it, but he is running out of energy very, very quickly. All things considered, though, chase away the BCs, and this is the end of that aggression. So many droids went down.
28 workers went down for Jon Snow. Jesus Christ. In the end, though, Jon Snow, he does hold. He does end up pushing the army back. He saved the majority of his queens, which is nice, but oh my god, he's gonna have to either focus on droning up or go for like a strong like retaliation. But I don't know if that's gonna work out, especially because the BC did survive.
Indeed it did. He does have his +1 range now and has a decent amount of roaches, but not quite enough. Ooh, Spire. I like this. I definitely do like this. As I mean, Corruptors, they do well against BCs, but honestly, at this point, okay, well, more BCs are being made, which is a thing, but
yeah,
Corruptors can also Caustic Spray, man. It's pretty good.
I was gonna say, if there was only one BC, then Mutalisk could work, but since more BCs are in production, then I don't know if that would be the best choice. We will probably most likely see Corruptors, as they do trade fairly nicely against BCs.
And you know what? Caustic Spray is still pretty dang good. We do see a transition to mech coming out from Timorous, so this might just be a bit of a... We'll see whether he goes for Siege Mech or Battle Mech.
Yeah, we'll see.
That is the indication.
We do have Jon Snow now taking his 4th base to the north. His creep spread is decent, you know, it's almost at the halfway point. Yeah, because of the map, it does look a little bit awkward. There are like kind of roads coming out with kind of empty patches in the middle. And yeah, Jon Snow does go for the scout, does spot all the factories, so does know that he's up against mech.
Indeed he does. BCs are, yep, confirms the amount of BCs are out. They are in fact 2, and adjust accordingly by getting 6 Corruptors.
Yeah, and oh, nice catch here. The Roaches do get a couple of free Hellion kills in the middle of the map. It does force them away, as Jon Snow can now continue to push creep across the map unhindered.
It's almost at Timorous' side of the map here.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty rough, but speaking of looking rough, 2 more BCs are coming across the map here, and Jon Snow is much more prepared for it this time, but it's 2 BCs, like...
Yeah, 2 BCs, and of course he does have his teleport available to him. He can either teleport into the main base or back home if he feels like he's in a rough situation.
Yeah. I think he should TP back home, which he does. Alright, and BC's just getting a bit of a poke. Clears up some creep, but yeah, it's a very expensive creep clearer, I can tell you that.
Yeah, luckily he does manage to save his BCs in the end, and we do have Thors already on the way. 1 has been made, another being made as well. Sorry, 2 are already out. So some nice anti-air here for the Corruptors, for potentially the eventual Broodlords, as the Infestation Pit is on the way as well.
Man, I feel like our players here just want to skip the mid game, as an Infestation Pit is already halfway done for Jon Snow. We do see a little bit of that back and forth that we expect from a mid game. The Hellions trying to clear creep, the Zerg ground army just going to retaliate, but it's not going to be. They're not going to be sticking on these with these compositions for too much longer. Well, Timorous will, but he'll have more of it.
Yeah. Timorous, he did scan the main base of Jon Snow. He did spot the Infestation Pit on the way. The hive isn't quite done yet, so he knows he does have some time before we see anything like Broodlords from Jon Snow. So he does have that going for him. Meanwhile, these Corruptors, it looks like they're trying to sneak in.
Spray.
Yeah.
Caustic Spray is pretty good.
Oh, but he doesn't commit
to
anything.
Not going for it.
Yeah, it looks like he was maybe looking for a way in, but does spot the Missile Turrets already in position, as the main army does move to the north.
Indeed it does, and this could be the first clash out of many that are coming out here. Blue Flame has completed for Timorous. It is a battle of 2-2 versus +2. And yeah, making use of the Biles, but he is losing a lot of ground. This is something that a Zerg player can afford to lose, though, so long as, you're losing ground in order to fight in a better position. 1 BC already going to be going down, and the Biles are raining from above. Is it going to be enough, though? This is a lot of tanks.
We'll see. All the BCs do go down, but now the Corruptors are kind of useless right now. There's nothing left for them to kill, and the main army from Jon Snow just isn't enough to push through the tank line. There are just so many tanks here, nicely spread.
nicely spread like peanut butter, and it's not over yet. Even more tanks are starting to spread out. This is starting to look like a proper siege coming here over on Jon Snow's side of the map.
Yeah. Again, I really do like the way he's positioned all of his tanks. He will kill the 5th base of Jon Snow, but there isn't too much here to protect his tanks, which is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, no, there's not. It looks like they are primed to get corrosive out one by one, but there's still a lot of tanks. They still are, and these Ravagers are still very much clumped up.
Yeah, like
Timorous
even though there's not much like Hellions protecting the tanks, but the tanks, because they're spread so well, they're covering each other. So that still makes it difficult for the Roach Ravager to push in. And again, they don't trade too effectively. And now we have Timorous. He's pushing into the 4th.
That he is. Hive is just about to be completed for Jon Snow, but I think it's going to be a long while before Ultralisk or Greater Spire can come out into map light. Jon Snow is going to have a solution for what's coming at him right now, and it looks like he might have found it. The concave is pretty good. This tank spread does cover every front, but it does mean that each front is weaker.
That's true. Like the problem with this is he is vulnerable to like a surround or attack from multiple angles, but Jon Snow so far, he hasn't really gone for that. Like he's evacuating his 4th base, he's giving it up, and he's just trying to reposition and reestablish himself because his ground army just isn't quite there yet. Like so much of his supply is in Corruptors.
It really is, and now a lot of them are going to be going into Swarm Hosts, which could actually be what what Jon Snow needs to break out his siege, or Timorous could just back away.
Oh, he could get caught on siege. Does have to be careful with these tanks. It looks like Jon Snow, he's going for it. Oh,
and he does not want to siege right now. He cannot siege, or it is suicide.
Oh my god, he's lost so many tanks.
Ow, oof, owie. Jon Snow just turning this game entirely on its head. But Timorous, Timorous gained a lot of ground earlier. He can afford to give up a little bit of it.
Yeah, but he lost how many? Like 8 tanks during that engagement. But as you said, Jon Snow, he's stuck on 3-base economy. Like his 4th only just finished up now, and he's forced to put it in a place where there isn't even that much creep spread to protect it.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the distance between Jon Snow's 4th base versus Timorous's 5th.
Yeah,
it's very, very close. But meanwhile, the Locusts are starting to come in and sniping tanks one by one. This is hard to swarm.
Yeah, we do have a couple of Locust waves. They aren't getting too much done though, as there just doesn't seem to be enough of them at the moment. Meanwhile, it does seem like Jon Snow, he's trying to open up the area to try and make it easier for him to defend and maneuver around his new 4th base. Meanwhile, he's double expanding behind this. He's getting the base to the left, to the west, as well as to the north. But we'll see if Timorous gives him the room to expand, as he is trying to leapfrog forward.
Slowly but surely. This might just be the stalemate that Jon Snow kind of wanted.
Yeah,
as it does mean that both the northeast and the southwest corners of the map are open.
The Locusts do get launched. A bunch of them get wasted though on the Hellions to the north even.
They do. And now, meanwhile, the rest of these Locusts, they are getting picked off in the sky and on the ground. But single tank gonna be taken out here. And again, if Jon Snow can take these little trades here, trade free units for pretty expensive units, eventually Timorous is gonna run out of money. Jon Snow transitioning into Greater Spire right now, which is probably the best way to break a sieging Terran.
Yeah, I feel like Timorous, he had an opportunity there because the Locusts, they still haven't recharged, the Stormheads still haven't recharged their Locusts. I feel like Timorous should have taken that opportunity to apply more pressure and push forward, but now it's too late, and now there's a second wave moving on to the tank line. This could be what Jon Snow needs. He's looking to try and engage.
Yeah, trying to get some friendly fire here and there. The Thors are looking like they're in trouble, but they do manage to clear out the Locusts in time. Timorous going straight for a push right now, and this is not the most ideal place to push in from either players.
It's such a narrow choke point. But
Indeed,
it looks like he's pushing in. The tanks, they may... he needs to siege up. He needs to establish himself, and Jon Snow, he gives up the base.
There's up quite a bit for Jarod. I will have to say, but meanwhile, more roaches are being made. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like Jon Snow this time he's fine with losing the space. Like he already double expanded behind this, so he's just moving. He's like Maynarding his workers to the other ends of the map. So Timorous, he needs to do more damage. He needs to, he needs to take another base.
Yeah, where are these corruptors on the east side of the map? They are starting to take out a planetary. Meanwhile, big fight is happening with the main armies. The locusts are starting to get destroyed.
Yeah, and the tanks, some of them are going down. The planetary is exposed. The repair is there, but is it enough? There's just so much DPS going down right now.
Where's the Biles? The Biles does manage to take it out. 15 SCVs going to be taken along with it. You know, these locusts, not locusts, swarm hosts are sitting ducks right now. But Jon Snow does manage to get away.
Yeah, Timorous, he did lose the base.
That was decent damage.
It was, especially with those 15 workers going down, but finally Timorous is taking this chance to push forward, but the locusts have recharged, and they should be able to push this army back.
You know, what I really like so far from Jon Snow is he is expanding in every direction right now. He knows that no matter where he expands, he's going to lose a base. So he just sort of wants to cover that. He wants to make sure that he loses one in the north. He's able to just take it west, or take the drones west.
Yeah, and these corruptors are being so annoying. They're continuing to harass this base to the east side, and it looks like...
And in conjecture the Ling run by, that might... Okay, there's a quick little repair coming out, especially with the cyclones to chase away the corruptors.
Finally, we do have Timorous pushing into the third base of Jon Snow. But the Locust Wave, they do come off cooldown.
Fantastic fungals coming out from Jon Snow here. As even more locusts do come in, but they don't quite get that friendly fire that they wanted to.
Yeah, but again, this map is just full of choke points. There's another choke point here into the third base of Jon Snow. So Timorous, he's going to have a hard time pushing in here. I do feel like he should be rotating either to the north or the south. Those are definitely more exposed bases that he could be applying pressure to. But already, Jon Snow, he's expanding to the top right. Like, he can afford to lose another base.
This is Interloper for you. I think Timorous, okay, now he knows about that base and should be able to take it out. But it's, again... Jon Snow could just evacuate the drones here, send them northeast.
Yeah, he can afford to lose this base, and all the swarmers, they're trying to flank the army.
But very quick reactions coming out from Timorous, and he will actually lose a couple of tanks here.
Yeah,
friendly fire is a heck of a drug.
Yeah, at least 3, 4, 5 tanks go down, 6 tanks go down. Jesus Christ. But Jon Snow loses a base again, though. He's expanding to the top right hand corner, so he can afford it. But can he stop the army from pushing into his natural?
That is
I don't think he can.
$1 million question. Yeah, these locusts are still on cooldown. These swarm hosts are still on cooldown, I should say. And once Timorous makes a foothold, it's just so insanely difficult to break it.
Yeah, but in a couple of seconds, there it is. The Locusts have recharged. Now he can push in to this tank line, and he may be able to take out all of these tanks. 2 already going down. At least a couple more will go down as well. A flank coming down as well. I think he cleans it up.
It looks like, yeah, he actually does. The Locusts were alive for quite a bit longer than I actually thought they'd be. And wow, look at the army supply now.
Yeah, that was a loss that Timorous couldn't afford to take. That was huge.
Absolutely. He cannot rebuild in time. Jon Snow looking to, okay, he doesn't quite have the minerals to remax, but he's just looking to counterattack.
Yeah, he is, and with these locusts, with these swarm hosts, he totally can. Timorous, though, finally he has expanded to the south. He's taking more bases, which he needs, but will he be able to like hold on? As this push is already moving into his 4th base.
Yeah, that's a lot of tanks, so probably it's gonna be an answer. Probably it's gonna be my answer to that.
There's not a lot to protect the tanks, though, so they could all go down. The Ravagers, they're coming in.
That they are the Locusts. That's that friendly fire that Locusts want to get. Liberators are helping out quite a bit, but does already lose a lot of those tanks. And for now, Timorous is just using those tech labs for cyclones. He's not rebuilding a siege line. which could be dangerous. You know what? I actually think I like it a bit more.
Yeah, I like it.
Liberators are probably the better anchor. You don't have to worry about friendly fire.
I feel like Liberators and Cyclones, especially against so many Swarm Hosts, are what you want. And oh my god, these Swarm Hosts, they're getting caught out. A couple of them do get shaved off. I feel like Timorous, he needs a more mobile army. I feel like his tanks are kind of hindering him, especially when it comes to the Locust Waves.
Yeah, that's definitely why he did transition to Cyclones. Now, Jon Snow did get a Greater Spire, but has so far yet to utilize it.
Yeah, and as this is happening, there are Liberators harassing the mineral lines of Jon Snow. 9 workers, 10 workers going down. There isn't too much ant here. That Liberator has to get bailed down, but oh my god, it's still going.
Locust, so many. What is going on so far in this game? They've just been trading armies after armies after armies, workers after workers. Now Timorous ahead in worker supply. This is not an economy that Jon Snow, this is not an ideal endgame economy for Jon Snow. He's not even maxed out. He cannot, has no bank whatsoever.
Yeah.
Timorous might win this by just starving out Jon Snow.
1 Liberator killed 20 workers, and now Jon Snow, he barely has any economy because of that, but he does have this Road Ravager army.
To a bit of a, forced into a bit of an all-in position.
Yeah, the important thing is that he does have these Swarm Hosts, but the Locust Wave, it got wasted a little bit. Look, they're all flying across the map, and they're not going to do anything.
Nothing whatsoever. Did not even manage to take out this this planetary light. Wow. I feel is important to note. And the Locusts expire immediately.
Yeah, exactly. They were shot way too early. That could be the move that kills Jon Snow.
I think the writing is starting to get a little bit clearer on the wall, but let's not discount Jon Snow just yet. Does have a high energy Infesta here. And Locusts are gonna be off cooldown very soon. Look at that fungal and that bile!
Oh my god, all the Liberators,
and that might have just been the miracle move that Jon Snow needed to come back in this game.
Oh, they were all on 1 hex and those biles just killed every single Liberator. Jesus Christ.
I don't think he even needed a fungal there, honestly. Yeah. I don't think they could have unsieged fast enough.
Oh my god, and just like that, the tables have turned, and Timorous, he does have a good economy, but now his army is just, it's almost non-existent.
Indeed, it very much is. Timorous, he's just trying to turtle up a bit, trying to get his army back in. Yeah. He does know is looking better economy-wise, so he has a bit of time, as Jon Snow himself is looking to restabilize.
Yeah, I'm just worried because even though Jon Snow, his economy is in shambles, like, he's using energy-based and, like, cooldown-based units, but the Swarm Hosts do get caught out.
That's not an insignificant number of Swarm Hosts being taken out there. And these Locusts, they're not going to be able to do too much. A lot of these units, though, one thing that does worry me a bit for Timorous, they are very low.
Yeah, a lot of them are in the red and in the orange. Meanwhile, another wave does go for this planetary, and I don't know if the
quick repair, but it's not enough. That might be, I don't know, things are not looking too good right now for Timorous.
Oh, the Swarmers!
But here come the Swarmers! They're getting caught out. Look at this. I cannot tell who's winning. Like, honest to God, I cannot tell.
Yeah,
I think I favor Jon Snow a little bit here, but I don't know. It's so up in the air. Yeah. Either player can just turn it around with so one miracle, with one just one fight advantage, doing one thing differently. Did Timorous do it?
Oh,
did Timorous do it?
The fungals! He catches the army!
He did in fact catch the army. Both players trading armies here. I don't.
It's
post-apocalyptic right now.
Like,
it very much can.
The armies for both players are so low right now. What's important to note is that Jon Snow is expanding to the left-hand corner once again. There are these 2 Lings harassing, but Timorous immediately regains this space. It isn't a planetary though, so it is a little bit more vulnerable. He does have to be careful. But he doesn't know about this western base for Jon Snow. So if that goes undetected, then Jon Snow could come back. It kind of depends though. He's remaking his workers, 6 workers on the way. He's trying to regain his economy. Did he lose all his Swarm Hosts? Does he have nothing left?
No, he has about 3 or 4. Yeah, he has 4 Swarm Hosts, but they are being threatened by the Liberator.
Yeah.
As Timorous, again, just going to be sieging up here in this fresh mining base of Jon Snow.
Yeah, meanwhile,
again, just not a lot of anti-air. What?
The armies are clashing here on the right-hand corner. It does look like the Cyclones do shave off a couple of units, not too much though. And as you were saying, there just isn't any anti-air against the Liberator. Like the Ravagers, they're in the top right-hand corner. They can't afford to leave.
Timurus is looking inside the space, but the Fungals and the Biles do chase his army away. Gotta be careful there. You do not want to run into the Biles there, Timurus. And it is still neck and neck. Fantastic Fungals does go down. And Timurus has lost a lot of units there, and it's very important for Jon Snow to pick off these Cyclones, as Timurus, he had a bit of a mineral bank, but no gas bank whatsoever. He is still struggling to mine gas. And Hellbats are decent, but they're not Cyclones. They're not what you want to face against the army that Jon Snow is making.
Exactly. We're getting into a position where these players are kind of starving out. Mainly Timurus is kind of starving out. He's trying to expand to the left-hand side, but there are these Lings being annoying here, killing workers and delaying that from coming down. Also, the next potential base has creep on it. In between, like in the middle of all his bases of Timurus, is creep here, denying that base as well. As both of these players are struggling so much, which we're almost half an hour in, and both players like at 120 supply.
This is super This is the post-apocalypse light. One of his favorite players are gonna vie for dominance.
Timurus, I think he can take this space. There's not too much here to defend.
No, there isn't, but Timurus does have to be very, very careful. Pull out immediately if he takes it. Oh, the transfuses. They are the real MVPs here coming out from the Queens, but the Liberators have been sniped for Timurus, and now it's just very red Hellions and very red Cyclones. A couple of tanks being thrown out because he needs some kind of zoning.
I feel like with Jon Snow securing this base, I think he
had his favorite now.
Yeah, he's looking better and better.
We finally have a front runner, and it looks like it's going to be Jon Snow, even going to be denying the mining here on this base once again.
Yeah, denies the mining. The Fungals go down. The army is going to evaporate for Timurus. Oh my god.
I think this is it. GG. Wow. Wow, Light. I have a confession to make. I was spoiled about the timing, and I thought, oh god, and another slogfest coming in. That was not it. That was not a slogfest.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely came down to the wire.
Jesus Christ. That was so close. Like, I love the transitions from Timurus as well, going into the Ferrari mech style. But at the end of the day, even though it was so crucial that he was able to catch out so many swarm hosts, but in the end, it was kind of the Fungals. Like, it was the energy-based units, like every single time, like the Queens, transfusing the Fungals as well from the Infestors. Like, he was just able to shave off more and more units, and Timurus, he was struggling to expand.
That he really was for the longest time, and I don't know how that game could have turned out any differently. Like, that was just so neck and neck.
Yeah, it was so neck and neck. Again, like, it was so close as well, because we saw the top right base for Jon Snow was in the red as well. Like one or two more Cyclone volleys could have killed that base, and then they would have been more even. Like, the game would have continued on, I feel like, if the economy for Jon Snow was one base less. But
that was a scrappy slugfest, to say the least. All right, take a breath after that. It's like, I might like real quick.
Oh my god. So far, with that win, with that long 30-minute game, Jon Snow is able to take the lead with his team, Tier 3 Goats, and they are up 2-0 in this best of 5. Team better than Jarod. They were close, but they weren't able to take down Jarod himself. What does that say about the team?
Yeah, he does keep his pride around for at least another week.
Yeah, that he does, for at least one other week. And now
I see it right now. Like, I want Tier 3 goats versus better than Jarod finals, and it'll be Jon Snow all killing. Please, can we make it happen? Reddit?
We give them your energy to make it happen. We'll see. It could happen, as we are getting ready for game number 3. Getting ready for the 2v2. Yeah.
Here we have it on Arctic Gates. And I got a fun fact for you, Light. You were talking about Special playing with these other NA players. Literally before about maybe 45 minutes before we started this stream, I was watching Kawaiian stream Counter-Strike with Special.
That makes sense.
Indeed, it does. But here we have it over in the left-hand corner of this map, spawning in the left-hand side of the Arctic Gates, not LE edition. It is going to be our pink Protoss as well as our yellow Zerg. One of them on Team Sloth, the other on Alpha X. But they both do, in fact, represent Team Beta. Then Jarod, everybody give it up for them. It is Hijacks and Early.
And in the right-hand side of Arctic Gates, not even LE, just Arctic Gates, we have the players representing Team Better Than Jarod. We have, Team Tier 3 Goats. We have Plebiscite, the Australian Protoss, alongside his teammate, the orange Terran. It is ex-Kawaiian. I was tabbing in and out to see who was on whose team.
Right, because I'm like, isn't that something that people talk about? How some colors like orange or green? I might have been misinformed.
There are certain ranges of colorblindness. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure. Casting this team league has made me realize how much clan tags are so useful. Yeah. like if everyone had their team's clan tags, this would be easy. This would be great. Really every single time I have to tab out, who's this guy on? I didn't even know. God damn it.
If only.
Alright.
Yeah, we're starting off this 2v2 fairly slowly, but it is only 2 minutes in. Early. Get a bit of a sneaky base, but Kawaiian does manage to scout that out. You cannot evade his ears.
That you cannot, and this is a really weird natural to be taking
from Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's not like his regular natural wasn't in danger or anything, so I'm kind of confused as to why he's taking the forward one. Maybe it's defensively, it's to secure a better position. Maybe.
Maybe. I was thinking it in a similar logic of what's it called? Having a pocket base, right? Where if you're a Zerg player, generally you want to avoid getting that pocket until much later in the game.
Yeah, generally, as there we go. We do have that third base in position.
Is this Yaku curse? Why couldn't those probes escape?
The probes?
This probe cannot get out. Over on the right side of the map. It is.
Oh.
It is. It is. Oh. It is.
They were. It's a little bit of unfortunate teamwork there. They just couldn't get out because the supply depot wasn't an entrance at all. Oh, that's such a waste for the add-on as well.
I think. Yeah, no, it was actually the supply depot was fine. It was the add-on that really screwed that wall.
Yeah. It blocked the. Wow. Okay. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, but both Protosses are actually going double Stargate. So we have Phoenix v Phoenix happening.
I thought that was a fleet beacon initially, but that's actually just a shield battery. But it's a good old team games strategy. Just get that Stargate. Oh, the Phoenixes are fighting. And the Phoenixes are backing away.
Yeah, Plebiscite did try to dive into the mineral line of early, but his teammates Phoenixes were there to fend him off.
Oh, it is such good teamwork actually from Kawaiian and Plebiscite. This Liberator is going to be so safe for a long time, but how's the target firing going to look? Target firing so far going to be favoring Team Tier 3 Goats. No, Team Better Than Jarod.
It's hard, right?
Look, let's call it the left. Let's call it the left team and the right team.
Yeah, left team and right team.
Maybe favoring left team.
figure out who they represent after the game ends. It's fine.
Exactly.
So far, you know, there was that Yaku curse. Unfortunately, all those probes were locked outside, and they lost the Phoenix War as well. So, not really looking too good for Plebiscite. And yeah, and ex-Kawaiian. The wall is not a wall. Meanwhile, we do have quite a lot of links coming out from early.
And this is actually looking a little bit dangerous here if the wall is not in fact a wall. Both players were very much focused on that Liberator Phoenix opener. So they did kind of neglect their ground armies.
Yeah, and the Lings get into the naturals of both players, able to get a couple of worker kills. Oh, and the Phoenixes are here to support as well. They could pick off the oh, never mind. They could pick off the tank.
Yeah. No, it is the Plebiscites.
Oh my god. Okay.
Meanwhile, Hijax's Phoenixes are coming in. Why do both Protoss players have to be pink and purple?
Why are they both pink and purple? God damn it. Alright.
Alrighty then. Well, all things considered, right team did not lose too many workers there, only losing 2 SCVs and 3 probes overall throughout this game.
Yeah, and it does look like Kawaiian is going for a bit of a marine drop.
That, in fact, he is, but I'm not sure if that's wise. Hijacks a lot of Phoenixes patrolling, again, not really patrolling the bases, but definitely in proximity, and we do see that Hijacks is going to be the first to get that fleet beacon.
That we do. Fleet beacon is on the way for Hijacks. Meanwhile, the Marines, they do unload, but I don't really know what the plan is here, as there isn't really a way into the main base.
Maybe?
Is he just gonna work on the rocks? Maybe? I don't know.
Oh, actually, that could have good synergy. Plebiscite could... No, that wouldn't have good synergy. Plebiscite does not have a ground army.
Yeah,
okay, go for the Zelnaga tower.
Does unload, is looking to get into the Zerg's main base. Meanwhile, so far, the Phoenixes are kind of just trading back and forth, checking each other, making sure, they're in each other's bases. And here come the Marines.
Yeah, the Marines are definitely doing a bit of work here. Should be able to take out that Queen. Does eventually take out the Queen, but there are just so many Phoenixes. They lift everything.
Jesus. Meanwhile, there's another drop here in the Zerg in the third base of early, but does also get cleaned up. Does manage to get a couple of worker kills
this time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, here come the Phoenixes of Plebiscite, but this is not looking very bueno, as Hijacks does immediately pounce. He has the superior range. He has the superior numbers. He is taking out the Phoenixes left and right.
Oh my god, and there are so many roaches pushing out across the map as well in support of these Phoenixes. I don't know if there's too much here to defend.
Lift puppy!
There are 2 tanks, but they could both be lifted as well.
Yeah, very, very easily. They're on siege now, even. And already lifted. Once again, the Phoenixes are from Plebiscite are trying to help. Jon Snow is leaving the game.
Jon Snow leaves the game,
but these Phoenixes are walking into Marines. So far, they're not. They are targeting down the roaches, though. Once again, Phoenix are gonna get lifted, and this is not looking too good for right team.
Yeah, the roaches, they push in. The Phoenixes were able to take out all the tanks, and there just isn't too much here left for Plebiscite and Kawaiian.
And I think we know why Jon Snow left that game light.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall.
It was, in fact, on the wall. And yeah, in the end... Wait, do you pause it?
I did not pause it. The game has frozen.
Okay. Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
I have never encountered this.
Wait, are you still able to access it? Because there's no victory screen.
Yeah, there's no victory screen.
What? Wait, are you still... Can you open menus and stuff?
Yeah.
What?
I think for some reason something...
Well, Kawaiian called GG, so we're gonna take that as the random was on the wall there, so we're gonna take that as a team better than Jarod victory. And that is why Jon Snow had to leave early that game.
That was an interesting bug. I feel like... Okay. I think the only way that makes sense, actually, now that I think about it, is that replay wasn't submitted by one of the players. I think that replay was submitted...
by an observer who left.
Yes,
like,
yes. That's why there was no victory screen.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does, in fact, make sense. Well, GG was already called, so we will say that it was a victory for better than Jarod. And now it is not going to be a 3-0. Like, I can tell you that. Tier 3 GOATs have not won yet. This could be the beginning of a reverse sweep.
It could be, as we do see kind of a regular here, an ANZ player coming out in the form of Chappie.
Yeah, it is cool saying that nobody won that. So, you know, gonna have to be replayed or done by coin toss.
Resume from replay. You know, they got to finish out the game.
Gotta play it all out, man.
But yeah, we do have our Australian Zerg player Chappie coming out, and he will be facing off against the American Terran Froby.
Good little man. I was gonna say we have a lot of Terran matches, but actually it's just the race distribution so far today has been pretty dang good. We've got a good number of TVZs, some ZVPs, some TVPs.
Yeah, it's been pretty solid.
Not a lot of mirrors.
I was about to say I don't think we've had any mirror matchup.
Yeah, at least not in the 1v1s.
Yeah.
But even in 2v2s, it was only like a half mirror.
That it was. As we do spawn in to my favorite map of this week's map pool. Take it away, Yaku.
And we are coming in here, spawning. I thought you were gonna do the intro because you like the map, but all right, sure. Here we have it, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Acolyte LE. LE, of course, stands for Lazarus Exodus. That is what happened over down there, down under. As we have it over in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. I'm not sure why I did my pirate Aussie into Kiwi accent because I'm not actually introducing that player, but now it is our pink Terran representing, playing for the Tier 3 GOATs. It is our US player, Froby.
And Yaku, I think it's time for you to go full Ryan.
Right, we're coming in here with my old mate, not Ryan, not Sean, not Sheldon. It is coming in here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, it is going to be our Blues all the way from the land down under. Going to be playing for team better than Jarod. Everybody's happy for my old mate Christopher. Chris, it is Chappie. I think it's Pavlovian because you said take it away, Aku, and I'm like, yes. It's time to be Ryan.
I think it's
Pavlovian.
As I was talking and as I said take it away, Yaku, I was like, fuck, I really want him to do an Aussie intro, but he's introing Froby. And then he just went full Aussie on me. I'm like, wait, alright, yeah.
Okay, maybe it's EM what's it called? Not EMP, not EMS. What's it called?
ESL.
ESL telepathy.
Uh-huh.
But no, I think maybe it's just Pavlovian conditioning.
It's possible. But I'm glad you did whip it out, as, you know, Chappie is the only Australian here. I say that Plebiscite is also from Australia, but
God.
he is one of two, so we do have to.
He is probably also the more well-known of the Australian players.
Yeah. He's definitely like the rep, to say the least. Just like how Justice Simon is the rep for C in this tournament, and we will be seeing him in one of my favorite maps, Acolyte. Oh, this is great. Are we going to see a long TVP? Sorry, TVZ?
Some pretty good Reaper micro there. I mean, yeah, we could go full on. Look, here's the thing, like, We might be wanting a Jon Snow versus Timorous, but what if we actually just get a... I'm trying to think of a one-sided TVC that happened recently, but I can't think of any.
I mean, honestly, I would be okay with a Jon Snow versus Timorous.
Maru versus Rogue.
A Jon Snow versus Timorous rematch on Acolyte in the finals for the ace match.
Let's have it then. You are just gonna petition for Acolyte to be in the finals, aren't you?
Yes. I will message Sugar after this and be like, we need this map. It has to be done. Again, I don't know what Sugar's plan is when it comes to his map orders. I don't know if he's just going season by season, and then the playoffs he's going to do a completely different map pool, or he's going to pick and choose ones from the group stage.
Map. No.
Yeah, I would hope so.
This one's going to happen, like...
Yeah? Redshift?
He's moving forward chronologically.
Uh-huh.
So finally, we'll have the current map pool. Although by the time the finals rolls around, we'll have a new map pool. So
yeah, it's definitely possible. As we do have this 1-1-1 coming out from Froby. Once again, Banshee's coming out, as we did see a lot of Banshee openers earlier on in the day. So we're kind of coming back to it.
Yeah, it's definitely I won't call it the flavor of the month, but it's definitely something that a lot of Terran players, they're not just doing Banshee openings, they're also kind of experimenting with what can I get away with when I do the Banshee opening.
Yeah, and these Hellions, it looks like they saw an opening, they tried to dive in, but it was a little bit of a bait. There were a bunch of Lings in wait, and a bunch of Hellions did get shaved off. Meanwhile, the first Banshee is here across the map, but there are already spores in place, so gonna struggle to get some damage done.
Neither will. Meanwhile, a Dropper Lord, not a Dropper Lord, just a good old-fashioned Overlord over in the pocket base of Froby. Getting a nice little scout out, so I think we might go into a Jon Snow versus a Timorous, but, you know.
Ooh, here we go.
We're only slow for the time being.
Yeah, wrapping the scene already. We have a lair, and we have the gases taken. We have a Spire on the way for Chappie. I like it.
In fact, we do. Meanwhile, Maglev just going to be starting up here for Froby. This is looking to be quite a bit of a different game than we've seen so far today.
Yeah, Froby going full Ferrari mech right now, going a Hellion Cyclone.
Versus Mutas.
Yeah, and it's going to be against Ling Bane Roach Muta, as Baneling's speed is on the way as well.
I gotta tell you, Light, I cannot wait to see how this dynamic plays out, because I feel like this is not something that often happens. Or these two particular army compositions are not usually something that happens.
Yeah,
I have a feeling one of them are going to switch out of it very, very shortly, very soon.
I imagine so, as this Banshee is in the natural of Chappie, and it is getting quite a bit of damage already for worker kills. Looks like we'll get a 5th. And
maybe a 6? Not quite.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe?
The Queen is not responding
oh,
finally. Ah, there it is.
That's a 6.
Yo, is it gonna get out?
It's just gonna stay here, hidden in plain sight.
Stay there, right? Sure. Yeah. Meanwhile, we do have a lot of Hellions and a couple of Cyclones here in the middle of the map, looking to apply some pressure, maybe clear up some creep. Could even push on forward, to be honest. There are just a couple of Lings and Roaches here for defense. Mutas are on the way, though.
Indeed, they are, and not a lot of anti-air. Maglev is good, but versus a problem Mutalisk, I don't think they're going to be that good.
Yeah, especially with such a low Cyclone count. Maybe if there were more, they could definitely like go to town on Mutalisks, but at the moment they are a little bit vulnerable, as the Mutalisks have finished up, and they will be looking to move out across the map. They are actually pulling here in the corner. It looks like they may try to sneak into the main base.
Trying to, but not sure if they're really gonna be able to. Very nice creep threat from Chappie. Once Froby has realized that, or Froby has realized that, gonna have to back away. Ooh, we see some Cat's plays.
Ooh,
not quite the Cat style, but it's looking very, very deadly. Oh man, if only the Mutalisks were there to take some damage.
Yeah, if only.
But where's the anti-air apart from that missile turret in this base?
Yeah, what are Tanks and Hellions gonna do? Like, they're coming here to try to deal with the Lings,
they're gonna get picked off is what they're gonna do.
Exactly, he could lose these tanks to the Mutalisk if Chappie is paying attention, but he's kind of distracted as the Hellion Cyclone are hitting his 3rd base, 4th base even, here in the lower end of the map.
They are, and Chappie is actually losing, didn't lose as much as I thought. I just had to shift my camera a bit to the left to see, oh yeah, there's the army of Chappie.
Yeah, he did lose a couple of queens, a couple of workers. Oh my god.
And it's actually doing pretty dang well, but quick lock-on coming up here as we do see the Banelings just exploding into nothing.
That we do. Meanwhile, it does seem
clutch, man.
Like the Mutalisks at least were dealt with and pushed away as the Mutalisks are here in the middle of the map. They will be able to see the army though, as Froby, he's trying to reestablish his natural.
Chappie is switching things up, already going into Hive Tech, and that is in fact a Nidus Swarm that we're seeing on the production bar.
Okay.
Swarm host gonna be coming out. Okay, it's, you know, Light, it's been a pretty good couple of months when we didn't see Nidus Swarm host, but Chappie bringing it back.
Nidus Swarm host against Terran? All right, sure.
Why not?
It's definitely something.
But you know what? On such,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. On a large map like Acolyte, where there are a lot of there is a lot of dead air. There's not a lot. If the Terran player doesn't have a lot of spotters or sensor towers out, you know, the Zerg player can be very sneaky about these swarm hosts.
Yes, like as you said, especially on a map like Acolyte, where it's just there's just so much room here to utilize. It can be used effectively, as it already is spotted. It is denying the CC from landing here, as it looks like the Road Traveler are trying to pick off a Thor, but they all get taken out.
I think it were meant there to be more of a distraction there. All right, a couple of swarm hosts do come out. The Locusts go in, and
they're going for the natural.
Swarm hosts come out. The swarm hosts come out. No, Chappie, you have to be microing there. You have to be target firing. That was a waste.
Yeah,
honestly, that was a waste of Locusts.
They didn't really get much damage done at all. As we do have another Nidus. It looked like it was popping up here, but may have been cancelled. Oh no, yeah, there it is.
No, it's still coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just, yeah, Chappie wants to get these swarm hosts out far away from enemy eyes and try to sneak them in. Gonna be waiting for that cooldown to finish. But Froby is wise to this. He knows that there's a Nidus out somewhere. He knows that the units from Chappie are in this direction, but will he go all the way? Apparently not.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because there are a lot of swarm hosts, and Chappie, he's maxed out. Both players are actually maxed out. I was trying to figure out where the majority of his army lies, but it does seem to be a majority of his supply are in these swarm hosts.
Yep, and here come the Locusts coming in, but not quite going for that base. Gonna be jumping on top of tank entirely. Maybe a little bit inefficient use of the Locusts there.
Yeah, like they're not
that
really
many on a single tank, but
exactly, there's just not much at home that they can really deal damage on. They get a single tank, maybe two. Meanwhile, Froby, he's pushing into the middle of the map, and those Locusts, they're needed here for defense, and they're all on cooldown.
They are. He is trying to get them, recall them as quick as possible, but is it too little too late? You have to wonder. The Thors are already in. Froby already making a foothold with his tanks.
Yeah, he's gonna at least be getting this hatchery. He's pushing forward. All of these overlords are exposed as well. They could supply block Chappie, but at the moment he is maxed out. Finally, a Locust Wave does go off, but they're getting picked off by the Thors.
That they are, and you know what, Banelings, this isn't Wings of Liberty anymore. You can't deal with Thors using Banelings. As now, Chappie actually cleaning it up.
Yeah. After losing a base, he does hold on, and now he was able to save all of his swarm hosts. More Niduses are being thrown down, one right next to the other. Yeah, I don't.
All right, mate. You know what? Yeah, I don't actually mind this too much. You wanna? No, actually, I mind this a lot. No, actually, I don't mind it too much. You wanna be able to escape.
I think it was a mistake. I think he wanted to unload the swarm host, but instead he accidentally threw another one down.
Yeah. Hotkeys, man.
Yeah.
It'll do that. All right, a couple of SCVs are starting to get picked off. Corrosive Vials, really a bit of an MVP here. In addition to these Banelings, they do manage to take out quite a bit of these SCVs. Pretty much an entire mineral line being taken out by Roach, Ravager, as well as Banelings.
Yeah, honestly, I'm getting really worried for Froby because even though he has a decent amount of bases, like his economy just isn't quite there. Like he's not even maxed out yet.
No, he is not. And meanwhile, Chappie building up a lot of a bank here. Again, not really. Okay, I say that, but he has gotten the Greater Spire, so I expect to see a transition into Corrupted Brute Lords fairly quickly.
Yeah, and once again, we do have Locust. Yeah, Locust here in the natural of Froby, but again, Froby, he doesn't really care. Like, these Locusts aren't really doing much. Froby, instead, he's pushing towards the south bases of Chappie, and here, he doesn't have much. He has Ling Roach, and can Ling Roach hold against this mech army?
Yeah, well, if they are able to catch him off guard and unsiege, it seems like they are doing a decent job, but there's still one siege tank, and it is doing a lot of work here. I don't think it's enough anymore, though, Light.
Yeah, again, like once again, the Swarm Host, they were kind of wasted to the north, and now Chappie, he's lost an entire mineral line. He's gonna lose this base to the south, and he may even lose the base to the bottom right as well.
Interesting. Well, it's Chappie doing a decent job of containing Froby, but
Froby kills the Nidus. He could hunt down these Swarm Hosts. They are left alone, but the Locusts do manage to go off in time to protect the Swarm Host, and another Nidus is being thrown down so they can escape.
And he is, but meanwhile, Froby looks like he's had enough here, leaving only the bare minimum of units back at home to defend as he moves out with this massive Cyclone Hellion count. Who's gonna win this fight, Light?
We'll see, because once again, the Swarm Host, they're on cooldown. They had just used their Locust, so this is the opportunity that Froby has to try and deal some damage. He kills a bunch of queens, he's clearing up some creep, but he needs to apply some pressure to some of these bases, as he killed a lot of workers. Like Chappie, he's down 40 workers compared to Froby, but he does still have a good amount of bases, so he does have the larva to remax.
He does have the larva to remax, but for now, he needs the larva, or he might have the larva to remax some workers, but for now, when there's a threat banging down to Chappie's door, he needs that larva to remax on army.
Yeah, and I don't like this. Once again, he's using more and more Locust waves here to the north of Froby, denying his bases, but he kind of needs them here for defense. Now Froby, he should be able to take this bottom right-hand corner base.
That indeed he is going to be able to take this out, and that's the freshest of Chappie's bases. Might get surrounded here with a third prong coming in from the Locust. This could be the end of Froby's army, and in fact, it does look that way. But meanwhile, the Swarm Hosts are so exposed, the Locust cannot catch up to the Ferrari mech fast enough, or the McLaren fast enough. And another move out coming in the north end of Froby. This is Chappie getting picked apart.
Chappie is completely caught off guard. He isn't in position at all. He should lose his base and these workers.
I think the writing is starting to be on the wall here, Light. Froby is really picking Chappie apart from multiple angles.
Yeah, so many Ravagers going down here on the right-hand corner. Another Locust Wave unleashed a little bit early, so it's going to take a while to reach the army. Meanwhile, Froby, he's pushing into the third base of Chappie, and he should be able to kill this as well. There's just nothing here to defend at home.
No, there is not. In fact, I think we are looking at the beginning of the end here, where the Niduses they cannot get back home in time. None of these units can. This is a full-on base race scenario. And I gotta tell you, Light, I think I favor Froby, if for no other reason than he is still producing units back at home, has planetaries and tanks.
Yeah, and finally Chappie is forced home. He's sending his what he has left to try and defend, but Froby, he's already in the natural. He's gonna kill the Roach Warren. He may even kill the natural as well. These Swarm Hosts are a little bit exposed. They do get a couple of Locusts off, but there's just not that much here.
That's not a boy being pulled, by the way. That's a drone transfer, as Chappie is flat out bankrupt and needs bases. GG is called, and it looks like Froby going to be taking the win for Team Tier 3 Goats.
Yeah, for Tier 3 Goats, as they do overall win the series 3-1, but that's not going to stop us from getting into game number 5. No,
it is not, because we have him. Who do we have, Light? Who do we have?
we have Papi himself. Unfortunately, I guess I won't spoil it. He did play in GSL yesterday. He is in Korea, but he's also here playing in an NA league, which is pretty sick to see.
Indeed it is. And you know, what's one thing that's always interesting to me, Light, is the games, because of the time zone difference, the games of special are usually, or dated on the replays, the games of special are usually quite a bit different from the rest.
Yeah, quite a bit, especially because, I mean, you can definitely say that a special, he is probably the best foreign Terran player.
I would say easily. I think give it a few more months, see what time can come up with, but for now, it is special.
Yeah. I guess the only other notable one.
I can't hide my time fanboy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Time's been having a rough time recently. But the other Terran player who has recently been making big waves is the other
himself. Player that I fan. Oh, really?
Yeah. Hasn't he won a bunch of he's won a bunch of ESL Cups?
The player I was thinking of was Clem. But Gabe has won a lot of ESL Cups just out of the back of just off the back of his fundamentals and good preparation or series planning. But Clem has been making a lot of waves. Recently, he took out Cyril. He has a lot of insane games versus Raynor. That's my boy. My boy's on the rise.
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah.
Friendship ended with time. Now Clem is my best friend.
Yeah, and it's right now it's kind of hard to judge how special compares to the other European players since they don't really compete against each other in online tournaments, like, at all. And a lot of that comes down to the ping differentiality.
It really does.
Playing from South Korea, you don't have much incentive to play against European players. And because of the state of offline events at the moment, we don't really see them clashing in IEMs or in DreamHacks.
Indeed. But we do get to see special online when he's not playing Counter-Strike with Kawaiian. Here he is going to be playing a TVP versus Bowman.
Yeah, Bowman, another kind of regular local talent here in the NA scene. And we'll see how he shapes up.
And speaking of shaping up, you know, Light, you made me do an Aussie accent last time, but if you ask me to do a Mexican accent this time, I would think maybe let's not, for now, let's stay away from that.
I don't think I ever asked you to do that. I'm not going to start now.
Top right-hand corner of the map, starting in the top right-hand corner of the map. You know, already playing a Lost series, but going to be at least trying to help out with the seeding a little bit. It is going to be our red Terran all the way, the guardian of Guadalajara, but now he is the Shinlingdong farmer from Seoul, coming in here off of actually I think he played this before. Yeah, he played the date I have on this is 25th of April, so yeah, playing this before going into his GSL group. But I mean, you know, we'll castigate after that, so you know, time is relative. Not my relative, but somebody's relative. It is. Yeah, exactly. It is all the way. No, I already said that. He is playing for Team Better Than Jarod. It's special. You can spam your Doritos.
Spam your Doritos for Juanito, as here in the bottom left-hand corner of Defenders Landing LE, we have the Protoss player representing America, risen from the Gosu, as well as Tier 3 GOATs. We have Bowman.
Okay, so two things. One, I should have done the GSL announcer for special and been like, it is Juan Lopez special.
You should have.
But I should have. But two, I just realized RNG is not roaches and guns, but Risen and Gosu.
It's risen from the Gosu. Yeah. It even says that in the text, in the rotating.
It does, but it's RNG. RNG.
Uh-huh.
You would think it's like, yes, roaches and guns. It's a play on guns and roaches. Nope.
I thought you would go with it's random number generator because it's RNG, but alright.
Nah, it's not RNG, it's RNG.
What?
Big difference. Yeah, it's not RNG, it's RNG. Alright, Bowman having a little bit of a sneaky probe up in the north sector of Defender's Landing, and we were talking about this map being a very short-lived one back in the day, but I gotta tell you, Special did play a lot on it. So might trigger some PTSD, or he might be pretty happy.
I mean, that does go to show us Special. He is a pretty old school player. He's been around ever since Brood War. That's kind of his claim to fame. As he was little boy Juanito, taken under Artosis's wing.
He did. I remember last night Artosis was talking. It was like, oh yes, when I first met Special when playing Brood War, he was like 13.
Yeah. He was quite a young boy, and he had a lot of talent back then.
He went by a different name back then, though.
Yeah, I think back then he was Light. Was that when he was Light?
Maybe.
Yeah, he had a lot of names.
I think other than Special, his longest lived name was Major.
Yeah, that was.
But that was fairly recent as well.
Yeah, that was in StarCraft 2. Before that, he had like Wingy, he had Lights. I think there were some others.
He had I Love Altaria, he had Princess.
There was a lot. There was a lot of names. Yeah, he had a bit of an identity issue, and you can argue that maybe he still does, since Special is pretty relatively new.
Nah, once he met TY, he was only either Major or Special.
Yeah, as they were, he was in Korea as Major, on Team 8, if you recall, in the Pro League team, alongside True.
Yeah. It was True, Jaedong, TY, formerly known as Baby.
Yeah. Team 8, of course, did eventually turn into Generic Green Wings, but...
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, here we have, pretty fast robotic spray coming out from Bowman.
Yeah, in addition to Glaives, is this gonna be a Warp Prism Speed build coming out from Bowman? I have to wonder about its effectiveness in a PvT, but I can see it working out.
I was thinking like Colossus drops or something along those lines, but
with Glaives. That is also +1.
I don't think it's going to matter though, because Special, he's moving out across the map with these Marines, with SCVs as well as tanks. We did actually see this on this very same map earlier today.
We did.
And it didn't really work out for the Terran player that time.
Yeah, Special, well, the thing is, Special this time, he did go airless. He did forgo that Skyport, but he has more tanks, he has a Cyclone, and he has more SCVs here, and a hell of a lot more bio. Yeah. This is actually looking very rough. This might be the end of it, right now.
This could be it. The Marines
This is actually going to be the end of it.
Oh my god. No, especially Bowman, he had invested so much in that robotic spay, in those Glaive Adepts as well, but none of that is going to come to fruition as Special takes complete control here.
But it's a bit of a Hail Mary for Bowman.
Yeah, it's going to be a Hail Mary. Even if he kills, that's it.
And there you have it, Special Juanito Papito himself. Not gonna be winning this for team better than Jarod, but at least gonna be preventing that 4-1.
Yeah, he does, make it close, make it a 3-2, as close as it could have been for either team. And Special kind of stomping there. He kind of just went for his build. Bowman, it looks like he was trying to go for something a little bit cheeky, a little bit of a little bit of a quirky build, if you will. But in the end, it didn't come to fruition. Maybe if Bowman had killed those rocks, if he had focused those rocks down, given him a little bit more time, he would have been in a better position. Like Special, he would have had to have either killed the rocks or tried to move up the ramp to the right side. Either way, it would have been more difficult for him, but Bowman, instead, he was kind of caught off guard, and he just didn't know it was coming until it was there. Like, he didn't have any shield batteries being made. It was just his gateway units.
Yeah, that's just about how I describe it.
Yeah. GG.
GG. Special definitely deserves that Counter-Strike. But But yeah, this is definitely something that's really great about Team League Special. Obviously, he was everybody's first pick, but in the end, could only go to Jarod. What the thing about Pro League format though, one player cannot carry a team, so it's really nice to see here. Tier 3 goats, Jon Snow, Jarod himself fighting back against a team that didn't want him.
Yeah. GG, well played. Special was able to put another point on the board, and that's, you know, tier 3 goats, they take another win. And again, we do have another week of this before playoffs, as
only one more week?
I think it's one more, maybe two. I would have to double check. But yeah, before playoffs, so we'll see which one of these teams is able to make it through to the end. And I did want to say, I do like the differing metas of what people play in their downtime. Like we have Demi playing Dota, we have Sita playing Tarkov, and we have Special playing CS:GO. It's interesting.
It is, yeah. With Kawaii.
With Kawaii.
Although then again, both Caesar and Demi play with not Chase, not Chappie.
Pez. Yeah. And what's funny is, I don't know if you saw Hut was streaming the other day. When he was streaming, Sheldon was in chat, Caesar was in chat, and he was like, yo, are the Tarkov servers down? It's like, what's going on? Why are you here? I was like, you know what? I wonder if they are. Is that why Hut's playing StarCraft right now?
Why are you in this ancient dead game? But yeah, tune in to us next week, as we will have either the final or the second final group stage of the Spicy Meme League. We will be casting every single phase of this league. So shout out to Sugar for that.
Like how, I don't know if you noticed it, but you called it the Spicy Meme League.
Wait, did I?
You did. Like, you know what? It's accurate. It's accurate. Yeah.
Right. Well. Yep. There it is. Before we start plugging all of our other stuff, we do want to remind everyone: tomorrow, the 1st of May, Labor Day itself, we are coming back in with, I would say, our most important tournament that we have on this channel.
Oh, yeah.
The tournament that we organize ourselves, the Sea Duckling Open. It is coming back tomorrow. So whilst you're all at home enjoying that, no, you would be at home anyway. Look, it's our Labor Day special. We are bringing back SDO. The week after that, it is going to be MSO, and we are going to be alternating forever, or at least until Blizzard takes on the API again.
Yeah. Our amateur tournaments are finally back. Yaku, can you believe that the first Sea Duckling Open was in 2017 on these old maps?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can.
Abyssal Reef was in those first weeks, as I recall. So,
it was.
Yeah.
Abyssal Reef, Odyssey, Acolyte, those are the 3 I can remember, and then there were 4 more.
Yeah, like it's been a long run. You know, we've been here, we've been playing since then. It's cool to see that, you know, we've lasted this long.
We really thought that we wouldn't last this long because of the API issues.
Yeah, the API almost put that to a halt. But you know, we are coming back with Sea Duckling Open for the first time in 2020.
It's gonna be bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge, especially because like so many players have been looking forward to it. Like there's been like a lot of hype generated. Also, like our reach is a lot bigger than it was in 2019 as well. So we'll see what happens. It's cool to see, and it's exciting, and I look forward to like watching. You know, everyone look forward to watching Yaku play, as Yaku is going to be competing again.
I'm not going to be doing well because I've been on a casting booth for almost every day now.
Yeah, but like now you have a reason to play again, right? And now you have this avenue to play as well.
Exactly.
Which is definitely
that will be my actual practice, because it can't matter.
Yeah.
I ladder a lot less these days.
And I did just notice that it looks like the storm has subsided. We have weathered the storm. You know, the Protoss did not prevail. Hey, to be fair, there weren't actually any Protoss in these 1v1s for this last series either. Oh, never mind. We just
what are you talking about? We just casted a TVP. All right, let's move it on. It is starting to get late over in Australia. I am also starving here.
Yeah, me too. I haven't had dinner yet either.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Yeah.
Where can we find? Who are you?
A good philosophical question, but I'll just tell you where you can find me. Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. Don't expect to stream anytime soon because again, I am casting quite often for the upcoming months. Twitter.com@EmporaYakuzaku. ! Discord in chat. That is probably the best way to reach me. That will take you to our CranKy Duckling server, and you can either add me there or find me there and PM me or something. I don't know why you were looking out for me, but buy my shirts. Light, where are you at?
You can find me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I typically recently I've been like streaming every day now, laddering, team games, 2v2s. But when I'm not streaming, you can find me here on the CranKy Ducklings casting, as I do also cast pretty regularly now, especially with the upcoming TSL qualifiers. I will be live with Yoda Slim casting the NA qualifiers on Saturday, as well as Battle of the Americas on Sunday. But as we were just talking about, Sea Duckling Open, it is tomorrow. If you are between the leagues of Bronze and Diamond, then you can compete in that. If you are Masters, then you can wait until next week for MSO. So we kind of have something for everyone, unless you're a Masters 1 or GM, in which case,
yeah, unless your name is Kerwin.
Rip.
Big rip.
But thank you everyone for watching, especially for these amazing games. I'm never gonna forget just Acolyte. Now I want nothing but Acolyte, and I'm gonna be so disappointed when I see next week's map.
You're gonna make that into the next rule tomorrow. It's gonna be nothing but Acolyte.
Nothing but Acolyte and the 69 map. That's it.
And the Christmas map.
And the Christmas map. Thanks for watching everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.